On the second Saturday in April, the action heats up, and so does the weather. We approach the final week of the regular season, just a few days away. But today we bring you to Childs Field in Central South Carolina for this Conference Carolinas matchup featuring the North Greenville Trailblazers and the Southern Wesleyan Warriors. This is bound to be a good one. Two teams in the middle of the pack in the Conference Carolinas. Seventh in the Conference Carolinas is North Greenville. Ninth is Southern Wesleyan, and here we go. Both these teams come in riding wins. For North Greenville, it's a 3-game win streak that they're currently working on. They sit at 6-9 on the year, 4-3 in Conference Carolinas play, and coming off of a tight victory, 15-13 against Emmanuel. For the Warriors, it was a victory in an interconference matchup against South Atlantic Conference foe Emory and Henry in a tight game that was until the fourth quarter, where a 6-2 advantage propelled the Warriors to their fourth win of the season. The freshman Kaylin Little wearing number 3. She's the reigning Conference Carolinas Freshman of the Month, the leading point scorer for this Warriors team with 29 goals, 25 assists this season. She had a career-high 9 points with 4 goals and 5 assists in the victory over the Wasps. And speaking of Little, she has the ball in her stick at this moment. Now Haley Billings just outside the 12-meter. Fiona Steves, the senior who leads the Warriors in program history in draw controls, cause turnovers, ground balls. She's done pretty much everything over the course of her 4 years with the blue and white. She has it driving in the 8-meter, but poked out of her stick by number 19, Cami Starab. The leading goal scorer for the Trailblazers this season. But she's shown that she can make an impact defensively as well. Second on the team in draw controls with 64, and the team lead in cause turnovers with 14 this season, as the first shot for the Trailblazers is fired by Josie Rose, the sophomore from Katy, Texas, but it goes wide. The Trailblazers will keep possession here in the early going. Still scoreless here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Childs Field. Not a cloud in the sky here in Central South Carolina on what is a busy weekend across Central and the neighboring cities. A lot of fun, family-friendly, festive events this weekend. And a big one here with this Conference Carolinas matchup that could potentially determine who ends up going to the Conference Carolinas tournament here shortly. And the Warriors trying to come away with the loose ball here. Eventually they do, but a deflection from the Trailblazers, allowing the pickup of the loose ball and the shot to be fired by Straub, just missing. North Greenville has never lost to the Southern Wesleyan Warriors in their history. This is a series that's been very favorable to the Trailblazers. Only one game decided by single digits in the 8 games all-time played. This is the 9th meeting between the two teams. The smallest margin of victory, 12-8, and it was in 2022. And North Greenville will take possession on the far side. North Greenville, a team that's been very successful in the Conference Carolinas as of late, coached by head coach Sydney Taylor, a North Greenville grad who is one of the best goalies in North Greenville history. Top 5 in career records in saves, winning, and save percentage. She's led them to the tournament 3 times, the Conference Carolinas twice, and a goal scored. Getting on the board is Cami Starab, her 36th point of the season, her 33rd goal. She had 4 goals against Emmanuel, and the sophomore had 11 in her last 3 games coming into today, and she wastes no time getting on the board here early. Just a little over 4 minutes into this first period, and the Trailblazers strike first. Ava Walls with the assist. The midfielder wearing number 14, her 10th assist of the season. She needs 1 goal to be a 20-goal, 10-assist scorer. 30 goal contributions perhaps at stake this season. She'd become the 4th Trailblazer with 30-plus goal contributions this season, compared to just 2 at the moment for the Warriors. One of those with 54 points, and that's the freshman Little. As the goalie Amanda Erickson, who was brought in due to the absence and injury suffered by Ava Lombardi, but she has performed well as of late, guiding the Warriors to a couple key wins against Ferrum and then in the showdown against Emory and Henry earlier this week. A free position opportunity for the Trailblazers. It'll be Mary Reagan to take it after Helen Posey committed the foul. Reagan rifles one and scores. And a 2-0 lead here for North Greenville. A quick 2-0 lead, Southern Wesleyan, in search of something that will give them momentum here in the early goings. They haven't had much to go their way. Only 1 shot attempt so far, yet to hit the target. And North Greenville has done a nice job dominating the possession. The Trailblazers seeking their 4th win on the road this season. They sit 3-4 on the road. But I mentioned that 3-game win streak that they're on, playing their best ball at the right time, with wins at Converse, at home against Shorter, and then at Emmanuel. This the final road game of the regular season for the Trailblazers, and then they'll go home on Thursday and have their regular season finale against Lees McRae, who is winless in Conference Carolinas action this season. For the Warriors, 2 more games await. One of them will be the home finale here at Childs Field against Young Harris on Wednesday, and then they will have a South Atlantic Conference showdown to end the regular season at Coker. The Warriors will be headed to Hartsville Saturday at 1. Little picks it up, and she's on the run. Looking to distribute, perhaps. She does. It was intended for Billings. She just couldn't quite find the ball in her stick. Little lurking behind the cage. .45 seconds on the shot clock here for the Warriors. Plenty of time to work with as Little dances, drives inside, shoots, and it goes over the bar. It will stay with the Warriors. Another chance here for them. The Warriors, led by head coach Lindsay Schneider, who is in her 8th season, has been here with the program since the beginning. Little's shot contested well inside. And in goal for the Trailblazers is Sydney Spellman, the sophomore from Roebuck, South Carolina, a graduate of Dorman High School. She's been solid in the cage this season. A 37% save percentage And the Trailblazers able to turn defense into offense and take a 3-0 lead. So North Greenville off to a hot start here. 3 goals. Southern Wesleyan still seeking their first. They're also seeking their first draw control victory. They're seeing if perhaps Alexa Simpson, the junior from Peltzer, can get the job done. And the ball gets popped up into the air. North Greenville has it. Isabella Ortiz comes down with it. That's Ortiz's 53rd draw control this season. She also has 15 goals, 9 assists. She can impact the game in a wide variety of areas. Ortiz, the redshirt sophomore from Greenville, South Carolina. Not too far of a trip from J.L. Mann High School to North Greenville University. The Warriors on the charge. Simpson going after the loose ball. Instead, it's picked up by Caitlin Anderson, the freshman from Fishers, Indiana. Looking for a key contribution here today. She's yet to have a goal or an assist this season. No better time than the present to change that. Steves will resume play from the 12-meter arc. The shot fired by Billings, saved by Spellman. Directly into the stick of the Roebuck sophomore. And now the Trailblazers on the move, wasting no time in transition. Aubrey Mays has it. Gives it off, a distribution inside, and another goal scored off the feed from Decker. It's Caroline Ryder who finishes the job. Ryder's 11th goal this season. Second today. And she's just 1 point shy of 20 this season. Has contributed in a number of ways. But the Warriors on the ropes here early, trailing 4-0 here at Childs Field. We'll be back in just a moment on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. We welcome you back here to Central South Carolina. 4 goals already for the Trailblazers, just about 5.5 minutes in, compared to none for the Warriors. And 2 of those coming from Caroline Ryder, the sophomore from Franklin, New Hampshire. She's been a target just outside the crease early on in this matchup and has made a significant impact on this game in the early goings. Her season high for points in a game this season is 3, and it was in the first 2 games of the winning streak against Converse and Shorter. But with 2 in this first period, she could perhaps set a new season high today. That'll be something to watch. Another draw control goes to Isabella Ortiz, and the Warriors just can't seem to get anything to go their way right about now. Just charging ahead, blazing a trail, and scoring is Haley Armstrong for her 3rd goal of the season, and that was simple. Ortiz handed it off, and it was Armstrong who said, "I got it from here." Charged all the way inside, and Erickson had no chance in the one-on-one situation. 5-0 North Greenville. You look at the meeting between these teams a year ago, and it was not pretty for the Warriors. It was 18-5, the final score. The Trailblazers taking the victory, but more importantly than that, it was 14-2 at halftime. SWU hoping to avoid a similar fate here this afternoon, but they are not off to the best start as another draw control is won by the Trailblazers. And NGU is looking very strong here early. The pass a little bit out of reach, and a takeaway for the Warriors, a much-needed one by Emma Clardy, the junior from Pickens. The Warriors get it out of the defensive zone. And then a pass just a little off target. Possession not taken away just yet. Southern Wesleyan really having trouble just moving the ball upfield here. And the Trailblazers take it away once more. Ava Walls has it just outside the 12-meter arc. She feeds it over to Armstrong, who finds Ortiz. And working all around the arc are the Trailblazers. Erickson on guard in between the pipes. Ortiz. Stonewalled by the Warrior defense. A shifty move inside from Reagan, and the Calvert County native scores. Second on the team with 25 goals coming into today, now has 26 on the season. And a 6-0 lead for North Greenville. The 32nd goal contribution of the year for Reagan. And the draw control popped up. SWU needs this one in a bad way. Steves can't deliver it for the Warriors. And the Trailblazers looking to go up a touchdown here in this first quarter. NGU just taking their time, playing with a comfortable lead at this juncture. And now looking to do some damage of her own is Josie Rose. And that pass deflected. Looks like the stick from Helen Posey got in there to disrupt the play, but the Warriors unable to come away with it. The distribution for Reagan. The give and the shot for Rose will score. The native of Katy, Texas, has her first goal of the afternoon, her 20th of the season. And a 7-0 lead for NGU here. The first quarter, under 3 minutes remain. The draw control contested and won again by North Greenville. Mary Reagan comes away with it. And NGU continuing to roll here in this first period. Some major adjustments needed for the Warriors if they want any chance of coming back in this game. Not playing their best ball here early. Steves getting in there with the deflection. Poked it away, but not without a foul. So instead, it'll be a free position opportunity. And it'll be Judy Rose to take it. The sister of Josie. Does she find a goal? She does. Easy money for Judy Rose, the Catawba College transfer. And it's 8-0 North Greenville here in this first quarter. And the struggle bus continues for the Warriors, who just have absolutely zero momentum right now. North Greenville has dominated this game in every possible way. Another draw control to be fought for. The Warriors desperately need one. And finally, Simpson able to come away with it. A draw control victory for the Warriors. Maybe that could give them a little bit of a spark that they need. Taylor Townsend, the freshman from Boiling Springs, has it. She was sensational against Ferrum earlier this season. Has 22 goals on the year. Had 9 points in that previously mentioned win against Ferrum. 5 goals and 4 assists. Almost half of her total assist tally this season. Kalen spinning inside. And Little just unable to find anything. Going to have to retreat. The definition of a two-way player. She could score it as much as she can pass it. Little was looking for Steve. Steve slipped and lost the handle. North Greenville comes away with it. That loose ball headed toward the boundary line. Nobody quite able to grab it. And North Greenville telling each other to hold it. Reagan will wind out this first period. No goals scored for the Warriors and 8 for NGU. A very rough start for Southern Wesleyan. Major adjustments need to be made. We'll see what happens when we return for the second quarter here from Childs Field in just a moment. We welcome you back here to Central South Carolina as we get set for the second quarter of play. An 8-0 lead for North Greenville over Southern Wesleyan. My name is Jordan York. On the call for this Conference Carolinas matchup as we count down toward the end of the regular season and the Conference Carolinas tournament. Both of these teams hoping to find their way there. We'll see if they do. You look at the Lacrosse standings. Young Harris, Mount Olive, and Belmont Abbey lead the way. Emmanuel, Barton, and Converse round out that top six, in North Greenville sitting just one game behind thanks to the fact they're 4-9, and the other two teams above them are 5-8. They have the same conference record, but the overall record not quite as favorable to the Trailblazers, but that sure was, as another goal will be scored by Josie Rose, and it is 9-0 Trailblazers. And we are dangerously close to approaching running clock territory here in the early goings of this second period. The 10-goal margin and that running clock will be instituted. We'll see if, in fact, it gets there, or if the Warriors can stave off the Trailblazers for just a little while. But North Greenville on fire here early, and Southern Wesleyan ice cold, and that's a bad combination for the home team. Ryder back at the top of the arc for Mays. The Trailblazers really getting everybody involved here on this Saturday afternoon. Walls finds the open shooter in Ortiz, and the first save for Erickson. And then from bad to worse, a free position opportunity awaits for North Greenville. Caroline Ryder to put the Trailblazers up double digits. She fires and scores. And it is 10-0 North Greenville here in Central. Ryder the hat trick. "13 goals, 7 assists this season, now has 20 points on the campaign." The draw control margin is 9-1 in favor of North Greenville. And the goal margin is 10-0. Not saying that they're correlated, but it's really hard to score when you don't have possession of the ball. Southern Wesleyan trying to change that as they have it here. Sophia Hernandez lost it, had it poked away by the stick of Mays. And even in the short stints that the Warriors have possession in this game, it's the Trailblazers who are able to just take their stick, hack away at the opposition, poke the ball free, and then take it away. The Warriors have only been able to look at 4 shots so far. And 2 of them saved by Spellman, compared to 13 shots for North Greenville. Ortiz. The Trailblazers working all around the cage. And a save from Erickson. A relieving sight for Warriors fans. Her third save of the afternoon, and she's had a rough go of it, but been faced with a serious, relentless attack from the Trailblazers. And now, Mary Hernandez racing ahead. Simpson and Steves. Little prancing around. Stalls behind the cage. 36 seconds on the shot clock here for the Warriors. SWU perhaps looking for their fifth shot of the day. Steves finds Little. Little looks back for Steves. Steves' shot goes wide. And North Greenville will take over. And just no sustained offense for this Warriors squad. It's been a rough day out there so far. Still a lot of time in this game, a whole half of the second quarter and then the second half. So a comeback is possible, but it's going to take some serious winning of draw controls. Erickson stepping up in net, making saves when needed. And more importantly, it's going to take sustained offense from the Warriors. That's something they just have not had here today. Simpson trying to break the ice for SWU. Outside the 12-meter. The give to Anderson. Townsend in traffic looking for Little, broken up by the Trailblazers. And picked up by Ryder after it was Rats who broke it up. The senior from Pawleys Island. Creating her 11th turnover of the season. Ryder outside the 12. A whistle blown and a timeout called. North Greenville will talk things over with a sizable advantage. It's 10-0 here in Central. You're watching the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. A defensive stand required here in Central as the Trailblazers of North Greenville have possession and a 10-0 lead here in the midway point of this second quarter. The Warriors looking for some signs of life. Absolutely nothing has gone their way in this first half. Trying to change that before the break. Ryder. The long ball first to Rob, who hasn't had to do much today, just one goal for the leading goal scorer for the team. But a lot of different contributors this afternoon. 5 unique goal scorers for North Greenville. And a foul called, and now you'll see Starab with it for a free position look, where she has been absolutely lethal this season. 9 for 11 on free position opportunities. Looking to make it 10 for 12. She lies in wait and then strikes. And an 11-0 lead for NGU. Goal number 34 of the year for Starab. And free position goal number 10, taking the solo lead for free position goals on the team. Coming into this afternoon, she was tied with Josie Rose for 9 free position goals, but Rose with 14 free position shots compared to 11 for Starab. The percentage a little bit higher, and now the goal tally as well. A big-time draw control win for Bowman. Trinity Bowman trying to get things started here for the Warriors. Simpson fakes out her defender, and her shot goes wide. Bounding toward the parking lot, Little will keep possession with the blue and white. Little trying to outrun her defenders. Just being harassed by Emily Ratz. Simpson fires and scores. Keep hope alive for the Warriors as Simpson finds the scoreboard, and it's now 11-1. Simpson with the goal, finding her 12th of the season. But Simpson has been on a tear as of late. Had just 2 goals until 3 games ago, where she ripped off 5 against Ferrum, and then about a week later ripped off 4 more against the Wasps of Emory and Henry. And she's the first Warrior to find the scoreboard this afternoon. Now, can the Warriors take that, win a draw control, and make an even further momentum push? And North Greenville says no. Under 4 minutes remain in this first half. And it looks like we'll see a green card on the Warriors. It'll go on Hannon Graybeal. The junior will take a seat for just a minute. And North Greenville working on the advantage. They've been successful this season in woman-up opportunities, 31 of them this season that have turned into goals. And make it 32 thanks to Starab, who has the hat trick. And it's 12-1. A strong first half for the Trailblazers. The red and black putting their foot on the Warriors' necks here in this first half. And this crowd of a good couple hundreds that have made their way out to Central this afternoon has been stunned silent by what they've seen from NGU. A draw control, and Bowman wins it. She's going to bulldoze ahead, try to do it herself. The shot was saved, and Spellman, who hasn't been tested much this afternoon, able to pick that up. She has double-digit saves 3 times this season against Palm Beach Atlantic, Thomas More, and Barton. Gave up 13 with only 5 saves in the win against Emmanuel. A rough performance, but the offensive prowess enough to escape the Lions today. The offensive prowess has made Spellman's life very easy. 3 saves to only 1 goal allowed this afternoon. Mays for Ryder. "30 seconds on the shot clock in the late stages of this first half. Starab looking for a Trailblazer. She finds one in Armstrong. Armstrong has 1 goal in this first half, looking perhaps for another. Walls. The loose ball just scooped out of play as the shot clock expires. And the Warriors will take it. Not much time to work with. Under 30 seconds. And the Warriors just taking their time. Posey lobs one up for Little. Little, with time running out. The feed to Steves. Steves able to scoop up the loose ball. Bowman able to move past one defender. Trying to escape another and gets pushed back. And that will end the first half. A dominant first half for North Greenville. They take a 12-1 lead into the halftime break here in Central. Alexa Simpson, the lone goal scorer for the Warriors, compared to Starab and Rose and Ryder. 3 different hat tricks for the Trailblazers in that first half. An 11-goal game, still 2 quarters to play. We'll step aside here in Central and see you for the second half in just a little bit. The second half set to get underway here in Central, a 12-1 advantage for the Trailblazers of North Greenville against the Warriors of Southern Wesleyan. I'm Jordan York as we get set for the second half of play here this afternoon. A look at just some of the stats besides the goals that have defined this game. 11 shots on goal to 4 in favor of North Greenville. 10 draw controls to 4 in favor of North Greenville. But it was at one point 9-1. So Southern Wesleyan has found something a little bit in the draw control battle. But Steves with the turnover thanks to Ortiz's stick. And a whistle blown. And a brief stoppage here for the game clock. Did not appear to be running. Of course, it is a running clock at this juncture, a 12-1 score. And North Greenville not satisfied, looking to add more. Mays. The handoff. Ends up collecting it herself. Now a look, a shot, and a goal. And it's Ortiz who created the turnover in the first place and turns defense into offense. And Ortiz with that goal, finding number 16 on the season, and now she has 25 goal contributions this year. A battle for the draw control with the Trailblazers up 12. And North Greenville takes it. Ortiz, the goal scorer, finds it in her stick once more. Walls for Reagan. Back to Walls. Outside the 12-meter behind the cage. Walls. Waiting. Closed up on by Clardy. It's Josie Rose, who hands it off for Ryder. And a flag goes up. The foul is called. Looks like it'll go on Posey, and it'll be a free position. The long ball will score. And I believe that that's Ryder, who has yet another goal. Make it 4 on the afternoon for Caroline Ryder. Four goals today for Ryder, 14 on the season. And the Trailblazers have 14 as a team. Here today, it's 14-1. And the draw still bouncing around out there. And SWU able to pick it up. It's Barnett who wins the draw. The Warriors in desperate need of a goal here. Can they find one? Townsend looking to do it herself. Instead, tried to feed it for Little. Little was unable to make the grab. And NGU takes over as a result of the Warrior turnover. Steves able to get it back for the Warriors. The dish to Little. Little will strike. The freshman of the month in the Conference Carolinas has her first goal of the afternoon. Number 30 on the season for the freshman. And she had the assist on the Simpson goal earlier. Has 56 points this season. A sensational freshman campaign for the Anderson, South Carolina native. And now a 14-2 game. A big draw control for SWU. A win here could potentially give them a good chance at getting this back in single digits, but instead it's going to be picked up by NGU thanks to the violation on the Warriors. The Trailblazers working all around the crease. Armstrong able to survive the push by Steves. The shot saved by Erickson. It was Reagan who couldn't quite put it in. And now a chance at a turnover. Bowman able to pick it up thanks to the stick of Posey getting in there and disrupting the play. And then Ryder trying to gather the loose ball. Ryder right along the boundary. And SWU will take it as a result of the offensive foul. The long ball for Billings, a bit out of control. Simpson trying to win the race with Decker to get there, and Decker wins the battle of 21s. And now NGU charging ahead. Armstrong puts a shoulder down and bounces off Steves before giving it off to Reagan. One minute on the shot clock. And a beautiful dish for Josie Rose to finish with the goal. And now she has a hat trick as well. 4 different Trailblazers with 3 or more goals this afternoon. A 15-2 ball game as Rose finding herself her 22nd goal of the season, and this her 3rd career hat trick. The draw control is up for grabs, and SWU able to take it. Barnett picks it up off of the ground. Getting double teamed by Trailblazer defenders as an EMS vehicle has pulled up just outside of Childs Field. We hope everybody's okay. But back to the action. It's North Greenville charging ahead. And Ryder for Reagan. Now going to the far side. Behind the cage. And the shot from Ryder goes wide. A second chance perhaps for NGU, and Walls able to break through. Her first goal this afternoon. She had a couple assists already, but now finds herself with a scored goal for the 20th time this season, and it is all Trailblazers here in Central. (16-2). NGU leads it here with under 5 minutes remaining in quarter number 3. The Trailblazers blazing through Central. And we're back from the timeout here in Central South Carolina. A 16-2 lead for North Greenville as they look to push their current win streak to 4 games headed into the final week of the regular season. A win today would move them to 7-9 on the year with a chance to finish 1 game shy of 500 with a win versus Lees-McRae next Thursday. And those Conference Carolina standings so key with tournament time approaching. NGU on the outside looking in as we take a look at other action taking place across the Conference Carolinas. It was Belmont Abbey who notched a significant victory over Barton, 17-7 earlier today. Mount Olive and Shorter doing battle as we speak. Mount Olive leading the way 15-6. And Emmanuel and Lees-McRae will be starting at 3, and Converse and Ferrum just got underway. North Greenville looking for goal 17. The most goals they've scored in a game this season is 20, and it came at home against Shorter last Saturday. They're on pace for much more than that here this afternoon, but the question is, will they have a chance to? There's going to be a yellow card on Steves. So she will head to the box for a couple minutes. And a not quite a free position opportunity, but play to resume from outside the 12-meter. Mays gets things going for the Trailblazers. And NGU taking their time. That pass a bit out of control. But the Trailblazers able to rescue the possession. Billings nearly took it away, but Decker keeps it alive. Walls. The quick ball movement from NGU. Southern Wesleyan's had trouble pretty much all afternoon with it. Rose. Stonewalled. Good defense from Barnett, the freshman. And a wide open lane, but the shot saved. Mays had a golden opportunity, but couldn't put it past Erickson. The Warriors retaining possession, or the Trailblazers, excuse me. And adding a goal is Rose. She eventually finds her way into the cage. And now 17-2. A 15-goal margin for the Trailblazers. If this holds, it will be their largest margin of victory this season. And a team that's really playing good lacrosse at the right time here down the stretch with an outside shot to get to the Conference Carolinas tournament. If they can get there, it'd be hard to bet against them the way they're playing right now. Putting it together on all cylinders, offense, defense, Spellman in the cage. Everything is on fire right now for NGU. Southern Wesleyan trying to formulate an answer. Billings had it poked away. Townsend couldn't pick it up. And running away with it is Starab. She finds Walls. The loose ball inside. The turnaround will score for Reagan. And everything is going the right way for North Greenville. Catching all the right bounces. The passes are on target. And Erickson just has no chance because she's been put in a lot of situations where it's one-on-one between her and the shooter. And in lacrosse, that's never a situation you want to be in. 18-2, North Greenville, as we approach the end of this third period. And that will do it. A continuation of a beatdown, a strong third quarter for the Trailblazers, and they carry a 16-goal lead into the final period of play. We'll step aside on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network. The final period of play in an 18-2 beatdown as the Trailblazers continue to roll here in Central South Carolina. Perhaps, maybe somewhere in there's a last-ditch effort for the Warriors to make this game interesting. But based on how this game has gone to this point, that seems like that in and of itself would be a miracle. Nothing has gone the way of the Warriors, and sometimes you just have days like that where your opponent is doing everything right and you really can't do anything to stop them, and that is exactly what today has been. A domination from North Greenville. Simpson was fouled. She'll keep possession going with the Warriors. Townsend, we've yet to see her get involved this afternoon. Can she change that on this possession? Little, who's contributed to both goals for the Warriors. Little has it again. Unable to really drive in on the defense. Steves tried to just hand it off to Billings, and a little miscommunication there between the senior and the sophomore. Townsend, the freshman, controls. Bowman pushed outside. Now Hernandez for Little, and the pass intended for Billings broken up. And the Warriors taking back possession. Barnett. Had it for Hernandez, but she lost the handle. Townsend kept the possession. And now Bowman to try and command the offense. Steves, the senior who has an assist today. Under 40 seconds on the shot clock for the Warriors, so still plenty of time, but they've got to move with a little bit of urgency. Little unable to get far on the defense. Had to pass it off to Bowman. And her intention of finding Steves was unsuccessful, but Steves able to retain possession. And the defense from NGU has been stout this afternoon. And the shot clock expires. The Trailblazers will take it. And the clock keeps on ticking here in Central. And in search of 20 goals as a team, Reagan able to score it and give them 19. And they're just too shy of a new season high. Reagan, her second goal today. And some confusion, as in the cage for North Greenville is number 27, yet on my roster I do not see a number 27. So that is something that may have to be addressed here momentarily. But back to the action. Draw control won by North Greenville for the 15th time today, compared to just 8 for SWU. And you got to think, too, obviously you can't make any excuses based on what happens, but you've got to wonder how this game could have been different if the Warriors had some healthier bodies out there. We haven't seen Sierra Raven today. We haven't seen Emily Gregg today. We haven't seen Ella McCowan, the third best goal scorer. There's a lot of missing bodies for the Warriors that you just wonder, if they were in this game, how might it be different? We'll never know, but I'd have to imagine it would be closer than what this game has been. The Blazers looking for 20, and the bouncer will score for Ortiz. Her second goal. And now, just one shy of a season high is NGU. As the clock continues to roll. Here in this final period. Another draw control up for grabs. And it's Mays who comes away with it. Walls outside the 12-meter. NGU just trying to get everybody involved this afternoon. 8 unique goal scorers in their 20 goals scored. Mays. First to Rob. A minute on the shot clock. Still plenty of time here for NGU. In search of the goal, and she gets clobbered inside the 8-meter. A free position opportunity awaits for Starab. She's 1 for 1 on free position shots and goals today, and needs another, just for good measure. She has 3 goals today, is 10 for 12 in free position shots on the season. Looking for another, and no doubt about it. Now 4 goals today for Starab. And it's 21-1. And on this springtime Saturday in central South Carolina, you got to wonder if perhaps these athletes are feeling the heat a little bit. It is a blazing sun in 80-plus degrees here in central. It's not usually this warm at this time of year. Clearly North Greenville having no trouble adjusting to it, but you wonder if maybe that's something that's affecting Southern Wesleyan as well. It's certainly affecting me being out here in the elements. It is hot out here. And the loose ball rolling toward the out of bounds. NGU able to save the possession. And a look perhaps for Judy Rose, who's gotten involved a number of times today, has a hat trick. And Walls falls down. She'll be rewarded with a free position shot after the contact from Posey. Posey has committed quite a few defensive fouls this afternoon, and the first free position shot that misses for NGU this afternoon. Another chance, not in time as the shot clock runs out. And a battle for the loose ball in that midfield circle, and GU able to come away with it. It's Rose on the run. The Texas native has been tremendous today. 6 points. And her sister just has her by 1 with 7 points this afternoon. 13 combined for the Rose sisters. And another turnover by the Warriors. Number 15 of the afternoon will give possession to the Trailblazers. NGU looking to just pile on the points, and another goal will score. 22-2 now. No mercy whatsoever shown by the Trailblazers, who are going to move to 9-0 all time against Southern Wesleyan. And it's 22-2. A timeout called here in Central. We'll step aside as the final few minutes set to get underway, with NGU marching on toward their 7th victory of the season. Just a couple minutes remain here in Central in a 20-goal game. NGU on their way to the largest victory this season. And it comes at the expense of a Southern Wesleyan team whose road doesn't get any easier after this, because lying in wait on Wednesday is Young Harris, who's unbeaten in conference play, as another goal will score for NGU. It's now 23-2. And it is just an absolute one-sided beatdown here this afternoon. A couple bright spots for the Warriors here and there, but outside of that, been pretty much nothing going their way. And it looked like the goal was scored for NGU by Katie Smith, the senior from Sanford, Florida. And another draw control, won by North Greenville. That's a very familiar theme this afternoon. NGU able to hold and just salt away the last couple minutes of this game as that clock ticks down. And you would think that that's what they're going to do. 23 goals, sufficient enough. .40 seconds on the shot clock. In the final few opportunities here in Central, another goal will score for the Trailblazers. This one coming from Mays, who scores her first this afternoon. And Mays now with 25 goals this season. And the final few seconds tick off, and that will do it. Aubrey Mays is the exclamation point in a North Greenville beatdown. Southern Wesleyan, no answers for a potent Trailblazers attack. The final score, 24-2. The Trailblazers take this one, and both teams look ahead toward Conference Carolinas action next week. On Wednesday here at Childs Field, it'll be Southern Wesleyan and Young Harris in a showdown at 5:30, and then on the road at Coker to finish out the regular season. For NGU, it will be Lees McRae to close out the regular season, and then a wait to see if the Trailblazers will be in the conference tournament. What a performance from NGU this afternoon. That's going to do it for us here in Central. I'm Jordan York saying so long from Southern Wesleyan University. We'll see you next time on the Conference Carolinas Digital Network.